Hello, it's Brian Hensley coming to you live here from ClearH2O Tackle, Edwardsburg, Michigan. Just got back from Lake Guntersville. Had a pretty good finish down there. Finished 6th in the Angler's Choice Regional there. That also work back here. Matter of fact, Darren and I went out last night, threw some rattle baits, much like the Strike King 2-tap, and did pretty good here on a local lake right here by the shop. So, I want to talk to you about a few of the differences in the baits, how you fish them, what they do, and kind of how they excel. A lot of this kind of came about once you go down to Guntersville. There is a ton of boats. There's 200 to 500 boats down there every day, and probably the majority of them are throwing rattle traps. So there's little nuances that are key, and those will also work back here. There are key differences back here. There's basically 4 different rattle trap or rattle style baits that I'll use. First one is a rattle trap. In my opinion, it excels at throwing it out, cranking it very fast, and ripping it through weeds. Next we've got a cotton cordell spot. That will work basically the same way, but in much shallower water. It actually doesn't sink as fast. They're ½ ounce, they call it a ½ ounce, probably fishes more like a ¼ ounce. So when you're in shallower situations, whether it be at Lake Guntersville or Juneau Lake, good bait to use there. And then there's also a Strike King, where's he at? Strike King 2-tap. Strike King 2-tap works excellent at falling. When you reel it and the fish want it on a fall, that's when that bait excels. It'll basically fall just like you see it right here. Falls like that with a little shimmy to it, just like an injured minnow. The last bait is a Booyah 1-knocker. That bait will, again, work the same as all the other baits, but excels when you're just dragging it across the bottom. Maybe a bass is laying right on the bottom, wants it just drug by them. They don't want to move a lot. Excellent bait for that. Something else I want to talk to you about is also, as I learned down there, very important to change out the hooks. I'll find it here, this very bait here. Not to pick on Strike King, but it comes with a standard, extremely sharp, appropriate sized hook, but the triple grit, especially down there at Guntersville, it's a little bit thicker in diameter of the hook, a little bit stronger, and hooks a little bit better. This very bait here, fished it down at Guntersville in practice, had a 8, 9, 10 pounder come up and grab it, still had factory hooks on it. Fish did about 2 cartwheels and it was gone. So before every tournament, I'll switch out my hooks. Rattle traps, rattle baits, whatever you want to call them, I'll switch them to the KVD or EWG type hooks. Gamakatsu has a very good one, also must have. Let's go into some of the maybe line and rods. Down there, same way as you're going to fish up here, maybe you have some different depths. I prefer Sunline fluorocarbon, most applications. Down there, a little bit up here. Down at Guntersville, bigger fish, I'll usually go with a 16. Up on northern Indiana, southern Michigan lakes, probably drop down to a 12. And then if I'm fishing again, like I was talking about, say that cordell spot, and it's in very shallow water, I'll go to a 12-pound monofilament, something like a P-line CXX. Some of the other things to take into consideration is your equipment. Rods, I'll use different rods for different size baits. Let's grab this one here. This is one of the bigger baits I use down there. Probably a little larger what I'll use here, but it's a 1-ounce rattle trap. Much larger rod. It's a 7.5 medium heavy E6X by G. Loomis. You need a much bigger rod for fishing that. One of the reasons, not only because of the fish, but is the size of the hooks that this bait has. It takes a lot heavier rod to load that up when you cast, but also to set the hook and drive that through the fish's mouth. And then most of the time while fishing around here, I'll go with a medium. This is an 852, again E6X. Reels, pretty much standard. I got a couple Lew's there, they work great. A couple Shimano's, 6.3. Want something a little faster in the gear ratio. One, for speeding that bait up, fishing it fast, and also two, if the fish runs at you after you hook it. Hopefully that gives you some ideas, some tips that'll help you put more bass in the boat this year.